Google, who is Malcolm Nancy? Google, who is Malcolm Nancy?
According to Wikipedia, Malcolm Nance is an American author and media commentator on terrorism, intelligence, insurgency, and torture. He is a former United States Navy senior chief petty officer specializing in naval cryptology.
He's a killer.
To have atomic bombs.
Yeah. Malcolm, real quick before you go. Sorry, we have so much. So much to talk
Yeah.
about. With obviously Bernie getting in yesterday. I keep saying let's not do Russia's work for them. They are obviously still. You tweeted about not all fake accounts are bots, but as you say, they've jumped in for Bernie and for Tulsi Gabbard. What is your advice to us for the 2020 for the primary?
Well, first off, this is a primary for Democrats. So until Bernie actually signs that document that says that he is a Democrat and not a Democratic socialist, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Perez changed the rules that said that he couldn't run in the campaign. You couldn't run unless you were a Democratic Party member. So that's going to be fascinating.
Yeah.
But what we're finding is in the last 30 days, there's been an explosion of bots. And one of the interesting groups that have been doing it is one, which was a legitimate group of about 5 people on par with the new Black Panther Party, called ADOS. And this is African or American Descendants of Slaves. And we've recently found that this small fringe group, which is calling for trillions in reparations and that American descendants of slaves be considered different and separate from all other Africans in the American continent, African descendants, is attacking Kamala Harris, and Cory Booker is not being Black enough. And we're finding that this thing exploded. And suddenly, right-wingers like Candace Owens and Ann Coulter are backing this bizarre fringe group. But remember how the new Black Panther Party was turned into the MS-13 of the 2016 election?
Yeah.
This is what's happening out there. There are foreign enemies who have American allies who are out to destroy this next election. The stakes are very high. You have to reject it when you see it, report it, and block it.
Yep. All right, Malcolm, great stuff. We're late as usual. Thank you, sir, for your service to America and to the Stephanie Miller Show, more importantly. Thank you.
Wow. So your boy Malcolm Nancy went on some liberal YouTube show, I guess. I don't know if she's a radio show host or not. Some lesbian liberal. He went on her show to discuss more Trump is owned by Russia and the Republicans are letting Trump get away with treason, and also he's blaming a lot of you black ADOSers for being colluding with Russia. Before I get into this bag, if you go look at, because I did the video already about him and Roland Martin, and it's funny how Roland Martin tried to play like he's not on anybody's side and he's not tap dancing on that Democrat plantation either. But Malcolm straight up said the words that ended his credibility. He said about us being Democrats. He's specifically black people. And in this white liberal space, he was allowed to just say that freely. So it's obvious he has an angle. Of course, he's trying to sell books. But he straight up just said in this interview, like, us Democrats need to do X, Y, Z. So you know where he stands. He is the spook that sat at the Democrats' door. That's who he is. But if you go listen to the interview with Breakfast Club with Van Jones, which I thought was almost a perfect video dialogue until he started caping for illegal immigrants and whatnot. But he's in an IR situation, kumbaya, multiculturalism, LBGT, all that. I understand why he's in that bag, but the interview was cool until he started caping for illegal immigrants. But in that interview, listen to what he said about Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and y'all creepy ass Uncle Joe Biden that y'all act like y'all like him too. And he kept it 100. And I'm trying to understand, Malcolm, when he did the interview with Roland, accused black folks of being bamboozled or tricked into saying things about Hillary and the Clintons that weren't true. But everything that Van said is what we were saying. Van is definitely not colluding with Russia, right? He's a Democrat himself. He's going hard in the paint. He worked with the Obama administration. So what exactly are we spewing that's not true about Hillary that Van didn't say in 5 minutes in that Breakfast Club interview? But anyways, back to the spook who sat by the Democrats' door. So I'm gonna leave the clip. You can watch it for yourself. But this dude went on this chick show, started talking this nonsense about the hacking and all that. And I'm just saying, like, for somebody who is a spy, for one, he could do his own research. He could find out the information that he's spewing is not true. I mean, like, saying that, you know, the ADOS started with like 5 people in a friends group and now it's spread, and like he's doing too much. Being who he is and what he knows and what he has access to, you know, it's like he's kind of putting targets on Yvette and Antonio Moore's back by saying the shit that he's saying. Like, she's in her mom's basement, dude. Like, she's not cooperating with Russians. Like, chill. Like, you gotta relax with that. And Antonio Moore's on Dash Radio at 4:00 in the morning, like just whining with the white stuff dripping out of his lips. Like, chill. Like, yeah, he's putting targets on their backs by saying this shit, acting as if these things that we're saying are actually new, right? Like Ann Coulter, this videos of her 7 years ago, pointing out that ADOS, you know, she was ADOS before a lot of people on here are on it now. She was saying that black folks are owed by the state because they did something to them. She's been saying that consistently for years. This isn't new. She's got videos 8, 9, 10 years old on YouTube saying it, right? Dr. Claude Anderson has been saying that we are a special group. We are different. We are different than other immigrants. He's been saying that for over 30 years. Okay? So him acting like this is something that's new and the Russians did it and cooperated or blew it up, like, come on. Like, all this information is out there. It's nothing new, man. Now you finally see people else expressing it as well. You know, other people made it a hot line. I guess if you add, I guess you could say Tariq and Claude Anderson and Yvette and Tone and others, even you can even say Ann Coulter. You mixing all that up and they making it a hot line and making it something tangible to actually be addressed now politically. But of course, he took shots at Bernie because he doesn't want him to win because he's in bag for the establishment Democrats. He threw shots at Jill Stein saying she was backed by Russia too, the third party candidate from last election. And someone else he came at. Oh, Gabby Gifford. They don't like her either because which is in his avenue. He's a spook, so she's anti-war, anti-intervention. So they're not messing with her either. They try to throw slights at her saying she's with Assad and she's backed by Russia too. Like, it's crazy the amount of shit that these folks are doing this time go around. Like, it's real. But I just think, like, him correlating the hashtag of ADOS to bots and then equating it to, like, the Black Panther movement. And, like, why would you put those targets, being who he is, right, and what he knows? He's a trained killer. He's a spook, right? Why would he put crosshairs, pun intended, on other black folks that are not about that life at all, right? Like, it's crazy what he's doing. Like, he's a legit dude bringing light to people who are fighting for rights for black Americans. And then he kind of, like, talks flippantly about, like it's astonishing that black Americans want to be looked at differently than other black diaspora from this country. Like, again, Claude Anderson been saying that for 30 something years, that we are different. We are special people. Like, come on. That's not far-fetched. Even Ann Coulter can recognize that. Like, it's not that, shit real. But anywho, dude wilding out. He completely played his hand. I could see if he came out unbiased and unpolitically affiliated and doing the whole I serve my country and I care about America stuff and kept it at that, but he's going deeper than that. He's talking about he wants to get somebody elected. Why is it every time we question Kamala Harris, the left frames it as attacking her? Like, that's not an attack. She's a political candidate. She can get asked questions. We could bring up things about her that we don't like. We do that to every other politician. Why is she special? Why does she get special treatment? Why is it, we're being tough on her? Like, no. Jamil Hill did a piece about that situation in the Breakfast Club. And I'm like, why y'all going so hard for this lady? Like, she came out of nowhere and y'all batting for her like she the second coming, the Messiah or some shit. Like, it ain't that deep. It's early, and y'all already getting in line and trying to push her into the front of the line. Nobody said anything about Cory Booker not. Nobody even came at Cory Booker's blackness. They came at him being a flip flopper. They came at him for being when he was asked a specific question about ADOS, he gave the bullshit political answer, and that's why he got questioned. That's why he got brought to task and dismissed, because he was asked a direct question by Charlemagne, and he's nervous laughter, couldn't answer it. That's why he got out of here. Nobody even said anything about his blackness. Nobody even went there yet with him. But they're correlating that, grouping that in there because there's not a valid argument with him, but there is a valid argument with Kamala Harris being Asian, Jamaican, and Indian. I don't know. This political process and this season's gonna be crazy. Again, this is early. Like, this has only been a month, and they running around like they heads is cut off like chickens and shit. It ain't even to the, like, when the mud starts sinking, when they start attacking each other. And I was like, what is it gonna be like when the other Democrat candidates start throwing the same dirt at each other that we're all saying now? Like, because that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a point. I don't think all these people want to be president either. Some of them is trying to get that bag. And the way Cory Booker operating, he clearly does not want to be president because he's not saying the right things. He's probably running to be a vice president, but he's not trying to be president because he's just saying too much dumb shit, talking about we need to, what he said about Norfolk and Virginia and blackface and all that shit. Like, he know damn well he not getting a black vote after saying what he said about that. But anyways, that's crazy. This dude shouldn't be trying to correlate people with the ADOS hashtag with some militant groups. You already seen what they did. The FBI put Black Lives Matter, a bunch of lesbians and gays, he put them on the identity extremist list. Like, I don't co-sign Black Lives Matter, but I'm like, was that necessary for the FBI to do that? And then, knowing how they operate, why would you even correlate ADOS with that type of a militant movement? They just talking about getting reparations for what this country did to them. That's it. Address my issues with policy. That's all they're saying. And some people are more extreme with that, and their policy is specifically reparations. But some folks just want you to address our issues with policy, period. It's a big tent. But gotta be careful with that too, man. They can easily do some false flag shit. The way he talking, some false flag stuff can happen under the moniker of ADOS.